do we want to do a Bombers Club?
Dude, we're gonna be drinking a lot. I don't know if we were. I mean, I think we can still talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tight.
It should be up on there right now.
Oh boy. You waving at yourself?
Not yet. I'm waiting. We're lagging.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
fine. Yeah, nice.
Nice.
It should be up on there. But yeah, got it. We just start to record.
Watch party.
Posted. Sick. Shared. Live video. Check us out. Tight. Can I? Yeah, let's turn that off. I don't like hearing.
Come on, why is this not working now?
Hello, Internet. Look at our failures.
Greetings. We act like they're not there.
No, they're watching. They're watching Power Hour about to begin, but none of us know what to do.
I think you
This
should
is what they're watching. 4 viewers. What do we at?
Hey guys. Let us know if you're watching in the comments.
We're up to 7. Nice. Hey, 7 people.
7 people. Do all 7 of you have 5 beers? 5 beers is an hour of power, right?
Yeah.
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 I've got 4 tall boys, which is it'll be 64 ounces total. So
We're 4 tall boys.
Wow.
Alright.
Yeah, but
Everybody over 6'1" here?
save it for the podcast.
I can't. When you're on, you're on.
Yeah, we're up to 10 fucking viewers.
Cool.
Sorry about swearing, Mom.
Well,
Moms.
we might not have the recorded video, but we can still live stream. I don't know
Okay.
if we can download it off of Facebook after, but whatever.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Oh, we lost 3 viewers when you said that.
They want that recorded
They're
video.
over
They
it.
like documentation.
Are we rolling on the Zoom?
No. But we are now. Hey, hello, hi, welcome to the Rotating Tap Comedy Podcast. I'm Steve Vanderploeg,
I'm Cory David.
and we are here in Cory's apartment.
Yeah, it's the place that I live. Got the whole place to myself. Nobody knows I actually live here. I haven't been paying rent for quite some time. I'm probably going to get evicted soon,
He's a vampire.
if they can ever figure it out. Kind of like Hiker.
Not on the podcast, everyone.
Yeah, introduce yourselves, guys. You, Brett Hiker and Cory Helie are with us.
Hey, Brett Hiker, toaster strudel extraordinaire. Cory, what's your title?
Cory Helie, honestly, Pop-Tart guy. I don't want a toaster around if I want to eat my pastry. I just want to eat it cold sometimes. Let's have it out right now.
I got sick eating cold Pop-Tarts in high school. I ate too many cold and threw up.
That's what Pop-Tart's called.
If they were warm, I don't think I would have been.
They have parasites in them. You got to kill them with a toaster.
True, yeah, you got worms.
Sure wasn't all the whiskey that you were drinking in first period, and then you were like, I ate 6 Pop-Tarts on my way to school in a fit.
No, our friend gave us his locker code, and his mom wanted to keep him Pop-Tarts. So one day I went in there and ate all of them.
Like a bear. Just
Metal.
a hungry bear. Breaking into a picnic.
My mom used to break the edges off of all the Pop-Tarts and then put them in Ziploc bags and put them back in the box. And she's just like, well, you guys don't like the edges. I'm like, what do you mean we don't like the edges? That's what makes a Pop-Tart great. It's the contrast. It's the both things. Can't just be the middle. Can't just be the crust.
Crust sucks.
I disagree. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the middle's
you're
great.
just middle?
Yeah, I mean, if my mom broke off the crust of my Pop-Tarts, I'd still be speaking with her. But
She ever did that much for me.
you know,
She sounds like a saint. She took the crust off, so you never had to know about the balance. You just got the good.
Yeah, I just thought
You got
that's how
the yin.
Pop-Tarts came for a long time.
It's just like, I think it's sew these edges up better.
Just in Ziploc bags.
So what happened to the crust? Did she feed them to ducks?
She just ate them.
She
She ate
She
it.
ate
ate
the
it.
crust.
She ate the crust.
Yeah, that is
And
crazy.
she would also pull the marshmallows
Is your
out
mom
of
watching
breakfast.
this?
You have a great mother.
She will maybe later. You think that's great? You think taking all the marshmallows out of breakfast cereal is
Well,
great?
that's the opposite.
Yeah, that's
What
the
she did
opposite.
before.
Yeah, I thought she was
She
pouring
only,
out to
all right,
save
fine.
for
The
it.
moral of the story: she takes the parts that she wants
That's
and then
what it
leaves,
sounds like.
and then
Okay.
leaves the rest for everybody else.
I get it.
She sucked the frosting off of animal crackers. Just the gooey graham cracker bits.
Our
shaped
Oreos
like
had no
elephants.
cream.
Or just a pile of Oreo cream.
What about just the cream? Yeah, that's even better. She had the cookies.
Just left the wafers.
just the weird white cream in there.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're doing something a little different tonight, mostly because Mr. Hiker is here with us. We thought it would be
Yeah.
a nice tribute to change up the show in light of the show that you run,
I do.
Canadian's Power Hour, which is one of the best shows I've ever been to. It's super fun.
It's great.
It is a very fun show. I have not even attempted to run any form of it since COVID hit. So this will be the first time it's ever been on a podcast too. So we'll give
Nice. Cool.
you a good sample of what the show will be like.
That's great. And yeah, a lot of drunk nights on that show. Great time.
It is.
And-
It's like chaperoning a very drunk field trip.
Were you ever tempted to try to run it like over Zoom or something like that during all this?
I mean, I had offers. Like a lot of people were like, "You should be doing it over Zoom," but like when COVID hit, it was very convenient because I was having a time where I was getting a real burnout on running the show and doing comedy in general. And then I came in.
So then you
I
bit
got
that
2 months
bat's head
off.
off.
What's that?
I said, so then you bit that bat's head off.
Yes, right.
COVID happened and saved your career.
Now we couldn't keep up
Yeah.
for any church gigs.
No, I wasn't willing to put it on a Zoom thing unless someone wanted to do like at least half the work, and no one else wanted to take the work. So
Nice. Great.
Yeah, I feel all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Podcast especially. Oh yeah. And then Cory, you work in the beer industry. You work for 2 breweries.
I'll name one of them.
You know, I have an idea of that, but they both let us do live shows. They're both part of the Rotating Tap comedy shows.
What if
live
I name
shows.
2 breweries I work for and 2 that I hate that I haven't?
This is
Oh
two
no, that
truths
wouldn't
and
be
a
fun.
lie.
I mean,
No,
it
that
doesn't really matter. You work at breweries that we work
Yeah,
with.
both of them have been on the podcast. We've done shows with both of them.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's nice working for Anheuser-Busch, and I'm glad you guys find it. My dad works for Anheuser-Busch.
We just did an episode with 10 Barrel.
Yeah, well, they don't go by Anheuser-Busch, they go by 10 Barrel.
Well, you work. So one of the breweries that you work at,
Landlocked Ales, check them out.
they
have
started letting you do
fabulous beer.
wrestling nights on Monday, right?
Well, I just started doing it.
Yeah.
when you just have the control of the
They're just
TVs,
like, yeah.
and you're like, hey, can I just put wrestling on one of these? They're like, yeah, and then you just start pretending like it's this big company-wide fun thing,
okay.
and then just Peischer shows up, but it's great.
Yeah.
They're tight. Oasis Beer I work for as well. They're in like North Denver. They are less enthused about me putting wrestling on. I still fucking do it though.
That's so
yeah.
DX of
Still
you.
very DX.
That's really DX of
I'm
you.
a pretty DX guy.
Hell yeah.
Which to me was like the best era of wrestling. I loved the DX.
Those guys were who? I think we're kind of DX-like. You've got a little handsome guy like you, Triple H. Clearly the tag team champs, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and then me, China.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
That was
the porn star muscle freak.
That was the only era where I switched to WCW.
Really?
And dude, it's NWO was the prime of it.
I know, NWO was the shit as well.
Yeah.
Sting, NWO. When Sting went to NWO, that was all a farce. I'm just like, what?
Dude, I like the Wolfpack.
So normally when we have comics on this show, before we do the Power Hour, we have a segment we call Bombers Club, where we drink a bomber. Obviously, we're just going to sip on some beers before we get too
We're
drunk.
gonna have a lot of beers. So in lieu of that, why doesn't everybody just tell us what you are drinking, what you think about it, and then you go into a story where you remember a time where you bombed gracefully or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sponsored by Big Girl Brewery in Iowa City,
Whoa.
which is a bitchin' brewery that does comedy.
Jabroni Pilsner.
We'll expect a check in the mail next week.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. It's on its way. Their venue probably fits 500. Their comedy room fits 100. But it's a huge
Damn.
place.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so
So
they
you
give
run
me.
shows there?
What's that?
You run shows
I
there?
don't. I've performed on shows,
Okay.
but I haven't ran them. But yeah, they gave me some Jabroni Pilsner, which is Italian style Pilsner, so we can. They said say whatever you want about Italians during the podcast.
It's just a Pilsner with
Hey, I'm a Pilsner.
I'm a Pilsner over here.
It's a very loud Pilsner.
Yeah.
Very greasy Pilsner.
Tastes like gabagool. Nobody knows what the fuck it is.
As soon as you crack it, it says, I'm Italian, even though you didn't ask it.
Can't you tell by the dangling cross on the chain?
Yeah, but they hooked me up when I told them I was doing the podcast. They were all on board. They gave me also a 6-pack of their 1939, which is their amber.
Oh,
They've been around a long time.
Thanks for bringing it.
Fantastic. Yeah, they've been around for a while.
Tell me about all the Christmas presents you thought about getting me, Dad.
Like a classic dad, I drank them before I got home.
On the road.
I do that with potato chips all the time. This will last me a week. I can snack on this for the week.
So did you bomb at Big Grove then? You performed there?
Oh, no, I didn't bomb at Big
I've only
Grove.
killed at Big Grove.
You want to hear my bombing story? My best bombing story is that I was doing the Memphis Comedy Festival.
Okay.
And it was like an early evening show, and it was going great. Like it started, and everyone was crushing, and then I was up probably fourth, and the comic before me was supposed to do 10, and this is a comic who's going on the very big things, but he was a local, and instead he just did 4 minutes, and then just got off stage, and the host was outside smoking. And so it was like one of those awkward moments where the stage is like empty for a second, and then like you see all the comics backstage like, what?
Do I?
Yeah.
Should I get in there?
And so, if I recall correctly, I think Kevin Casey White ran out and grabbed the mic. He wasn't even on the show. So first the audience has to deal with, why is this strange person running now? And then he tries to take over and goes, oh, sorry, I'm filling in for the host real quick. But then he has no idea who's coming on stage, who it is. So then he has to riff. Then you have a stranger on stage riffing, and the people in the crowd are not sure if it's a strange man. Like the janitor has grabbed the mic.
And also, it's like, is this part of the show?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And Ron,
so
you're right.
crazy.
Kevin's a weird man, so he.
Yeah, he's a strange cat. Yeah, and
Still
so
a strange cat.
I'm like getting his attention.
Little sideshow Bob.
I'm like waving at him. It's like, it's me. And then like he finally sees me, and he's like, oh, okay. Then he starts giving me an intro, and right about he gets to the time of like announcing my name, the real host comes running back on stage and goes sorry, and then like resets, and then tries to make a joke to get the crowd's attention, which fails completely. Then re-intros me, brings me out, and I'm just like, it was such a hot show, and then I'm starting at 0, like in the middle of the show, and so like I'm fighting, and it's not even I'm like my opener kind of like misses, but then I kind of get him in the middle of my set. Then I have this one bit I do where I go into the audience and I quiz the audience on like a hypothetical, and then depending on their answers, I just make fun of them. And I've always learned like you ask the whole audience, but if no one answers right away, you just pick someone. Mm-hmm. Be like, what do you think? And so I picked this lady up front, and she was like this really kind of pretty lady in her 40s, looked like Selma Hayek, kind of like modern Selma Hayek. She was pretty, and I was like, what do you? The question was, would you rather be like current?
She looked like Modern Family's
Current Selma Hayek.
Not one of those surrealist Selma Hayeks.
Not Pilgrim Selma Hayek.
Colonial Selma Hayek.
Anyway, so I asked her, and the question is,
Wild West Selma Hayek.
the question is, would you rather be shot?
Renaissance Selma.
Would you rather be shot or stabbed? And when I ask her, she just opens her mouth like real slowly, and nothing comes out. She's like, and I'm like, no, it's okay, like shot or stabbed. And she just does it again, and she looks panicked, and like opens her mouth again and like closes it. And I try to like get her to speak, and I'm like, come on, it's okay, come on, silent tone.
Yeah, drugs are pretty sweet.
Yeah, and then like, and she's sitting in a four top with like 3 other people, and nothing, and so it gets so awkward that I lose all my momentum again, and then I like kind of like go and ask other members of the audience, and the bit's kind of falling apart, and at the very end I come back to her, and I was like, finally gained some confidence, want to speak up? And she says nothing again, and then while I'm on stage, I feel my phone vibrate, and I don't do my closer goes really mediocre, so I give myself like a D+, C- for the set overall, but when I get off stage, I check my phone, and a stranger has posted on my Facebook page, the woman you were making fun of tonight in the comedy show had a stroke and cannot speak.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I just like, I felt like shit, but like, I still do, but when I look back on it, it's like, there were 3 other people at our table, and none of them even attempted to like answer for her or like take
They
over.
all had
They
strokes.
all
They all had strokes.
No,
That's actually how they knew each other.
No, it was one of them that texted me, but like
It's a survivor.
they all sat back and just let her drown in this failed crowd work that she couldn't speak.
Yeah, what if that was the first time that she was able to speak and she just said, "Be funny"?
That would be great.
He snapped somebody out of his truck just so they could heckle you.
They're like, it's a miracle! Oh my god! I feel like maybe she was like having a stroke at that moment. Like it wasn't like a past thing, and they're like, instead of like helping her, they're like, hey, let's post on this Facebook page.
The woman you were mocking was actively having a stroke.
Yeah, she's still asking her questions as she's convulsing.
Shot or stabbed?
Get away from her! I asked her a question. She can answer first.
So you got a sipper. What'd you grab from my fridge?
I grabbed the Telluride Brewing Company Oktoberfish.
Fuck yeah!
Fish.
Made with real salmon.
Yeah.
Made with exclusively German salmon.
Yeah, it's my sipping beer, but I'm getting ready for the jabroni.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna probably snake one.
Who's most of the way through their sipping beer?
Anyone? I'm drinking this like Hey Pumpkin from Denver Beer Company, which we had before. But man, pumpkin beer is just it's not my day.
I'm about it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I know it's not like I would never brag about it, but yeah.
It's Ugg boot
I would
season.
never
You're just
brag
ready to. You're just ready to rip.
What's that?
It's Ugg boot season. You're just ready to
Yeah.
rip.
Oh, dude, I'm a total basic bitch when it comes to pumpkin beer.
It's just a lovely time of year.
It's good. They're okay.
It's fine. It's
Sometimes
good.
they're bad. Sometimes they're good.
I think the bad ones are usually when it's like too spicy. Like there's too much shit going on in there. Like it literally just tastes like a scented candle that you'd get at like your grandma's house or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. It just tastes like wax.
We're giving
I
it a
think if
shot.
it's over a cream ale, I like that a little bit. You know, where the base of the beer is a little bit sweet. Also gives a little bit of that. Let's say it. That whipped cream vibe.
I'm gonna say it.
Whipped cream base. We're trying to make
I'm
a
into
dessert
that.
here.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Is that
for
how
sure.
A well-carbonated beer. I'm talking beer carbonation beer. You know.
Is that your your motto for life? Just need a little whipped cream base. That's all we need.
Now I say cream ale base, and then I lick my lips. A little cream ale base.
What are you drinking? What are you sipping on there?
The citrus IPA Modus, the Mandarina version.
Oh, Mandarin.
This is made by Ska Brewing. They're great. Modus Operandi is like a beer that was always around when I was a youngster.
Yeah.
On the
At
ska scene.
breweries. Oh, what's that?
On the ska scene.
No, I was never in the ska. If change is on the ground, I'm not gonna pick it up. Cool. But yeah, ska was around like 10, 15 years ago. So
Yeah.
I've been drinking it on tap handles places for a while. This one's maybe not as good as the original, but
I like that one a lot.
Still pretty
I really
good.
like it.
I like ska a lot.
Yeah.
you're
They
Mighty
smoke
Mighty
comedy,
Boss
too.
Tones.
real big fish.
Like ska brewing a
Steak
lot.
and pickle.
Goaty
Yeah.
hook.
You know, I never hated ska actually. Like when it became like all of a sudden like so popular to hate ska, I was like, I never loved it or hated it. But what a weird thing to like gang up on. This obscure brand
What?
offshoot of punk.
What are you wearing a tie for, you loser?
Avril.
Bunch of band nerds just needed to feel real cool. They're like, we're gonna start a rock band.
And they were.
Yeah.
And they
It
were.
worked out pretty well.
Corey, what about you? What have you bombed?
I've bombed plenty of times.
Other than
None
on
of
this
them are
podcast.
My favorite bomb was, or the time I think of like my worst feeling after a set was like when you get a compliment after a shitty set, and you're like, oh. And not only was it like a compliment about my comedy that just didn't come off right, but I'll tell you what it is. Otherwise, it just sounds like I'm describing
Yeah.
a feeling. So it was at a brewery that isn't a brewery anymore. I think it was called something book related, maybe, and it was near
Miller
the
Coors?
Rhino area. No.
Oh.
Oh,
Rest in peace.
Was it Zephyr? No?
who ran that?
The
Not you.
The
Okay.
show? The show
Yeah.
there? Yeah, not me.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure it was Zephyr. And after the show, I just ate a little bit of shit, but jokes just were no applause breaks.
Yeah.
But if I was, looking at it, for how quick it was for me starting comedy, I'd be like, oh, that's fine. But shitty, didn't feel good afterwards. Then the host came up to me and he goes, I don't know what other people have to say about you, but I've always liked your shit.
Oh god.
Oh, I
That's
just
the
ate
worst.
shit up there. Currently not in love with my jokes. And then I'm thinking, and who the fuck has told him they don't like my comedy? So it's like, not only did this host have bad enough taste to compliment me after a shitty set, he then like made it sound like everyone in his social circle thought I sucked asses. And if they're right, that's fine, but I've just spent like 4 or 5 years since then thinking about who the fuck those people were.
Who was the host of that?
Bromwell?
Yeah, that was Zephyr. That was absolutely Zephyr.
Yeah.
And that's why that show and brewery don't fucking exist. My bad set.
Yeah, and also of all the things to say or people for that to come from, it's like, is that the most sincere?
Right?
Yeah, where he's just like, I like your stuff. You can't even believe that.
Yeah,
Just- now he's backhandedly saying like, I know other people don't like your stuff, but I do.
Despite what Ben Bryant and Noah Reynolds think of you, Cory. I like your comedy.
I got that after the New Faces, which I went out there and I had like a good set, not a great one, and I was like, oh, is that good enough to move on? Is that good enough to move on? And I was like worried about that. And some guy walked me backstage and goes, well, I always find you funny. And I was just like, what? Did I bomb? What?
That was me, actually.
But if you just say that statement, I think you always do well, or I think your stuff's really good, that's fine. It's when you put the well in front of it.
But if you guys ever want to like get a comic really well, say that to them after a really good set. They'll just go into their head so hardcore.
Or you're usually so funny.
Can't win them all.
If there's any doubt in mine.
I was telling my wife this story. I was like in kindergarten and I was hilarious, guys. Probably the funniest I've ever been. Kindergarten.
I think that's everybody's aim.
Oh, dude.
We just lose it.
I was nailing
over the course of time.
And then in first grade, this girl like came up to me and she just like without anything else, she's like, you know, you were a lot funnier last year. And I was just like,
In kindergarten?
fucking that was first grade. Just saying I was funnier in kindergarten, you know? It's just like
It's just trash.
it hurt so bad.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
And you've been battling that
Ever since.
Each year, Cory gets a little less funny.
Corey,
She's right.
I do think you were funnier in 2019.
I agree. Yeah, me too.
What do you guys say we start this power hour, huh?
I think we need to get it going. I think it's in our best interest.
Yeah, it's in
to
our
get
best
it going.
interest for sure. So we're gonna do YouTube video, punk rock / pop punk power hour, and it's a minute. There's an hour. It's a minute long. No, it's an hour and 3. So
We're just gonna do that same song over and over.
Oh, it actually starts off with that, I think.
Oh, good.
Storm into the party like a nigger hacker.
This
Oh,
Close enough.
Sum 41
it's
will
still Sum 41.
forever remind me of like the place to hang out when we were in middle school was the ice skating rink. Nobody ever ice skated there. But you paid $8. Your parents gave you some money for a hot dog, and then you'd go make out in the bleachers.
Nice.
Was essentially like how I came into my youth.
we're 30 seconds in. We got
this up.
Are we doing 2 shot glasses?
2 shot glasses? No,
it's
it's 2 ounces, right?
Yeah.
So that's 2
We're
ounces.
doing double ounces?
Is that only an ounce?
It's in milliliters. What fucking shot glass has marks in milliliters?
Communist one. A fucking
And then
communist shot glass.
on the other side, it has
2
tablespoons.
tablespoons.
Yeah.
What is this, for measuring sugar? Alright, cheers.
Cheers. See you guys on the other side.
Alright, for everybody playing along at home, I don't know if you can hear the music, you might have to put your own timer to this. I hope some of you are just doing a power hour by yourselves in your mom's living room or wherever it happens to
Yeah, Evan Johnson better be watching this, drinking right now.
be. I'm gonna crack one of these.
Who's doing powder hour? Alright, guys.
Oh man, that's the after hours podcast.
Good old.
It makes for a good power hour, not a good podcast.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see Blink-182 live?
I've
Couple
seen them a
times.
half a dozen times.
Half a
probably.
dozen?
times, yeah.
Good, worth it, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, Travis Barker is great to watch.
Worth
That dude.
it's tough these days though, because tickets are wildly expensive. These days,
Yeah,
nowadays.
And you got Alkaline Trio as part of the band, but I guess that split up again.
Wrong tattoo. I'm just like, I don't know what that means.
Show the camera.
Cool.
Yeah,
Alkaline Trio apologies.
he's an emo fuck.
All right.
182's better with.
We're still behind technically. We're supposed to do it when the song changes.
Oh.
I think we need to be doing double shots to them, hiker. Y'all are pouring big old
Yeah,
drinks.
we technically need another one right away.
Well, I'm doing
We do?
these guys.
Yeah, because we're on the third one. We've got 2 shots.
We can just do one at the end if we can remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, let's
I'm
not
not-
clink them all. For
I'm not
COVID
here
reasons.
for-
What do you feel about that?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
where this is not a safe.
Great.
Clink,
Yeah,
clink.
So,
I remember-
Hiker, tell us a little bit more about how Power Hour works for the live shows.
So the basics of my show is that it's the game we're playing right now, but we make it a 2-minute thing. You drink a double shot every 2 minutes, and in those 2 minutes, we do a comedy contest. We alternate doing 2-minute sets, and then once they get drunk, we throw some twist into it, which you guys will see later on in this podcast.
Well,
great.
surprise. A little competition.
Yeah.
Oh guys, what do we got here? My Chem Fallout. Bowling
Bowling
Pursuit.
Pursuit!
Yes.
Cheers, another one.
1985.
So we got pretty lucky where I live. There's a producer in the area that just had a pipeline to all like the good punk and hardcore bands at that point in time. I remember on one particular bill I saw like Coheed and Cambria was headlining and Newfound Glory was opening for him.
Those are bands, Brett.
Another one was
I was into the punk rock.
like Brand New and Taking Back Sunday before they fucking hated each other on the same bill with Thrice and Story of the Year. Like it was fucking wild. I loved going to those shows.
Yeah.
100 people in the fucking room.
Oh yeah.
Just angsty as fuck, wearing tight clothes.
Tight,
Yeah.
like cool vibe clothes.
No, tight.
Tight, like
just
Echo,
like
Echo Limited.
two that's close to the skin.
I had a Chiodos hoodie that was super tight. It was just a black hoodie that said, "I'll stop stabbing when you stop screaming." And looking back on it, what a horrible thing to wear around.
This beer tastes like chicken. Anybody care to?
Yeah. It's my
I'm
cinnamon.
Cicerone, and what I say goes.
I've actually just been,
Jabroni.
I've been letting it chill in there with the chicken stock.
Dude, it just has a real KFC vibe, and I'm into it.
It's nicely breaded.
Yeah, it does have a good.
There's
bread.
no hops. It's just herbs and spices.
It's dry
Actually,
hopped, but I think they're lying.
So that was a collab that they did with Flight Cook did with Farrell, the local like outdoor company or whatever.
Jeff Tice did the logo.
Giddy.
Yep, that's a Jeff Tice piece right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That's a Jeff Tice piece right there.
I like it.
Like, can you remember the first concert you ever saw?
Yeah, Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
Oh,
Who is from
Littleton.
Eagle. He's
Oh, I
from
thought-
Eagle.
but they're from Littleton.
No, sorry, Big Head Todd's parents live in Eagle.
That's when he was Little Head Todd.
So it was just like before. I don't even know who that is. So just a local band out of Eagle.
No, they had one big hit. That was like the Bittersweet Symphony.
That's the Verve, dude.
No.
Yeah, I was
their
gonna say,
song
what
was
the
also
fuck?
called that. It's different. It's like the
There's
Yeah,
two
there's
Bittersweet
there's
Symphonies.
There are multiple
at the
symphonies.
same time.
You can't talk
At the
about.
same time.
You can't talk about one like it's as popular as the other.
I think his song
Yeah.
was. I think
Yeah, their
his
song was
was.
called Bohemian Rhapsody.
His song was
No, it's the other Bohemian Rhapsody.
the other Bohemian Rhapsody.
Like, yeah, no, it was the one that wasn't featured in Cruel Intentions. It was wildly popular.
Yeah, lead singer's name is Eddie Mercury.
It was-
Eddie Venus.
It was Chairlift to Heaven. It was Conroe to
Just a ski town cover
Heaven.
band.
Dude, Gauntlet to Heaven is hysterical. Oh, shots.
Fallout Boy.
I'm already getting full. That's good.
Yeah. I already feel like jogging in place.
This is like when the first time I ever actually tried to play beer pong was with Smirnoff Ices. I was like 17.
Wouldn't it
It's
be
so full so fast.
Wouldn't it be dastardly to Smirnoff Ice somebody after an hour of power?
Dude.
What about right in the middle?
Oh, God.
I don't like
Like,
where this is going. I
Reach
feel
under
like,
your chair.
I feel like we're up to something.
I'm just gonna Oprah this thing real quick.
Just to keep the audience watching, I did break the brace of this chair when I first sat down. So
Yeah,
the
dude,
chair,
quarantine
I will collapse at some point.
Quarantine hasn't been kind to you then, huh?
No. I've been like running every day, but I've also been eating where the fuck I want and drinking so much.
Yeah, alcohol consumption is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
And then it took quarantine for me to realize that just being drunk all the time is fun.
It rules.
Dude.
It's just a good time.
It really is. When I take 2 days off a week and they suck.
Simone was Taking Back Sunday.
So we were really into punk rock in high school, but we didn't get MTV, so we had to kind of like tell ourselves what was popular. So in the late 90s, we all listened to stuff that came out in the early 90s. We were really into NoFX. But like, there was a hard line, like, Blink-182 was too poppy. Green Day was okay because we liked it when we were kids, but like, no Blink. Like, it stopped right there. Like, and that was like a hard line. If you crossed it, you might as well be decorating the gym for prom.
They got too cool.
Yeah.
You may as well be
No, because they were on
decorating
MTV.
for
That's what it was. If they were on MTV regularly, then you couldn't.
Which reminds me, so they were on TRL a lot, Total Request Live, right? So they were always on there. You remember that? You remember that rumor? I don't know if you guys ever heard this. That Carson Daly had to get his stomach pumped, and when they did it, it was full of cum. That was a rumor that floated around in my.
I heard about so many artists. Shot.
How much cum is a stomach full of cum?
Yeah.
And why does it even matter? Can't you just...
How much is a stomach full of
Why couldn't Carson just vomit?
Helie, for what it's worth, there's 4 of us here. We can find out.
I don't think we can.
There's not a video DJ here to show us how big his stomach is, you know what I mean?
That was one of those. It was a dumb fucking rumor that like clearly wasn't true.
I heard
it was like
that-
a Marilyn Manson rib thing.
I heard that rumor about Britney Spears after she went on tour with the Backstreet Boys. She had her stomach pump. I also heard about
It makes more sense.
Rod Stewart had it about him.
Why? Because they were all fucking each other.
Rod Stewart had this rumor about him, and he addressed it on Behind the Music on VH1. He was like, there was this rumor that I had my stomach pumped for semen. And it was just like, that was a rumor that just passed around so much.
Let's
about
start
everybody.
another rumor mill again.
Yeah, who in the
people.
Denver comedy scene has had their stomach
Evan Johnson.
That's not fair.
Okay. Oh, shot again.
Shot again.
What is this, Papa Roach?
You found glory?
Oh, it's Offspring.
Oh, yeah.
We are the offspring.
Cory, what was your first concert?
My first real one was actually, we've talked about almost all the bands tonight. It was Jimmy Eat World, who opened the show, Green Day middle, and Blink-182 headline.
What? That's a biggie.
It was at Fiddler's Green. Kevin O'Brien, name drop, and I drove from our hometown here to see it. And,
You don't really know Kevin O'Brien.
I met him.
The Kevin O'Brien?
You've been in the same room as Kevin.
It's like O' Brian with an IE. And, yeah, we came down.
He's bigger than Kevin Hart.
What's he like in person? Is he as angsty as he seems?
He's like he's like all the Offspring members combined, but without the degrees in
A little less hair gel?
in aerodynamics and stuff. Those guys are actually geniuses. But yeah, we came down, and it was right after it was the Pop Disaster tour, and it was right after Blink-182 released that live album. At the end of which they
That's
said
the Bowling
that
for Soup. Another Bowling for Soup. Cool.
BFS, dude.
This is actually what Bowling for Soup does in their spare time now.
This is actually live. This is a live look-in, man. There's still...
So yeah, we came down, and Jimmy Eat World was fucking amazing. They sounded just like their CD, and it was like the coolest thing ever, and I still think it was the best live show I've ever seen.
Yeah, they kill.
Even though they were great and had energy, they still hit every chord perfectly.
Yeah.
Then Green Day came on, and they were good. Green Day had been like the band that made me who I am today. They kissed me in the shower at a truck stop once, and I was 7, and now this is all Green.
This is all Green Day.
Nimrod's a killer album.
Dude, Nimrod is totally a killer album. Nice Guys finished last. Great song, kicks that album off, and it's on the Varsity Blues soundtrack.
Right.
Sorry, I'm really getting into this. So Green Day was cool, and I really needed to
Speaking
see
of
them.
which,
Dude, Jimmy Eat World, rest in peace.
alright. I love this song.
So Green Day was great, I needed to see it, but they laced their show with like 20 minutes full of scattered haze and
I
hose.
thought you were going to say PCP.
They just gave us all PC. Mike Dirnt from Green Day did bring my buddy on stage to play bass. They let audience members play their songs, and it's pretty pre-COVID. And Mike poured a can of
Hang out
beer.
with everybody in the audience. It was real fun.
We all just had a bunch of Green Day sex. It was
Just spit on each other.
we all just had crooked, gross teeth and sounded British.
You call that bass playing? Now it's pre-COVID bass playing. Come on.
So yeah, Mike Dirnt was pouring beer in a 14-year-old friend of mine's mouth who was like playing guitar for him.
Yeah.
Fucking gnarly.
Hell yeah.
But the show sucked because all the haze and hose and shit, and like trumpeteers would come out and play, and that was tight. But then there'd be 10 more minutes of who. Shot time, Newfound Glory.
Yeah, who called Newfound Glory?
Newfound Cory was my email address in high school.
think my favorite one it was Power K 5000, a unique mix of Master K. No, it was Master K. Master K 5000. Unique mix of.
You're really struggling.
Master P and Power Man 5000.
Power KKK 5000. Oh shit!
I just had Tourette's on the keyboard.
So Hiker, you have some games lined up for us. I think we should start with the next.
On the next one,
Or whenever we get to like.
let me intro it during the next song because it might take me a full minute to
Okay,
intro.
great.
Yeah, but man, boy, are you guys in for a treat.
Oh,
I'm
First-
excited, dude. You've been stewing in Iowa for like 6 months now.
I mean,
just with stuff to do, with things to think about.
I like being in Iowa during COVID. It's like
You know,
You
some
just-
graham cracker porter.
I'll take some
You know, some
Italian
graham
accents.
cracker
and
porter.
Stewing in Iowa is a
oh, here we go.
It's my
All right,
favorite
Here
band.
we go.
is a Slipknot album. That's what I was gonna say.
So the first challenge we always do for Comedians Power Hour, which we do about round 4, after both comics have done about 3 rounds of comedy, is we do. Now your first challenge, is to make the audience laugh, telling your opponent's jokes. So it's a cover set. So I told everyone it's the only time I ever like give them a heads up of what they got to do. Everything else is a surprise.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to cover your opponent's set, and I told these 3 you'd have to cover a set. You guys want me to do it first?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I never get to do it because I'm always hosting.
Set the precedent.
Okay.
We'll let you start. We'll let you start after.
After the next shot.
I don't know what this. They look like all American.
I mean, I've got a
Bunch
pretty
of-
deep library of pop punk, and I don't even know who the fuck these kids are.
No, yeah.
Switchfoot.
Is this Bowling for Soup?
It's a deep track from
E7.
LFO.
Truly, I hosted a pop.
Ah, dude, I haven't
All right,
heard six in a minute.
Here we go.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I wish I would have wrote them down because I've already forgot them all. Damn
So,
it.
all right, a minute of jokes. And I don't know any of your intros, so I'm just going to intro all your jokes like Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with mushrooms? Am I right? Mushrooms. Like, how did that come about? The first guy that was like, they had to test these out. And, like, one guy was like, this guy just ate mushrooms. What happened to him? He died. But this guy just ate mushrooms. What did he do? Man, he's talking about life. It fucking rules. What about cocaine? Like, cocaine's like a whole other level. It's just kind of like this one guy was like chewing on a leaf, and he was like, I'm up all night. And the next guy like ground it up and snorted it, and he's just like, I just took out a lease on a Porsche 911 that I can't afford.
Oh, the delivery was better than mine.
No, it wasn't. Now I'm going to do a Vanderplug, so let me swallow a bunch
I hope you
of
don't take one of mine.
let me swallow a bunch of gravel real quick.
Go ahead. We can do that Power Hour next. You're out of time. Should we give him another minute?
Just let him do it.
Typically it's 2 minutes. You want to do one more?
Just go. Just do the
Alright.
thing.
Yeah, do it.
I was at my grandma's the other day, and she said, "Look, there's a globe. Spin it and put your finger on it, and wherever it lands, that's where you're going next. That's where you should be." And I said, "Grandma, I don't need a globe to tell anyone that I'd rather be anywhere but here." You guys want to hear a Vanderplug joke that I don't get?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I was renting Lego Batman the other day, and the clerk said, "Oh, this is a good movie. The main voice is a comedian." And I said, "What comedian?" And he's like, "I'm not sure." And then another clerk said, "There's a lot of comedians." And I said, "Tell me about it."
That video just get a laugh break at that.
I haven't told that Lego joke in a very long
I think for
time.
obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Because you haven't
Well, I
done
do
Lego
it. I mean, I
jokes.
still do it better.
Alright.
Great.
So, who's up next?
I was only planning on doing Steve's. To be
That's fine. You don't have to. Yeah, there's very loose rules in this.
Yeah. I guess. Let's see where we can go with this. Hiker, would you rather be shot or stabbed? So stabbed, because it seems like there's a knife in you right now.
No, he's having a stroke. He's having a stroke.
And the big punchline is everybody that I ask this to ends up having a stroke.
Hi-oh.
and I kill everyone. I recently found out that I can win some money by going to DraftKings.com.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Shot.
Oh yeah. Good joke. Great.
Recently found out I can win some money, over $1,000 by going to DraftKings.com. So I signed up, and good news is next week I'm shipping off to Syria.
That's pretty good.
Just don't go to DraftKings.gov. My mistake. So there's this one thing that comics do all the time when they're on stage, and they ask questions to the audience, and then they just, regardless of what they say,
It's such a fun bit.
regardless of what they say, they just go into the material that they had prepared anyway. So, are you guys cool with me?
Get into it.
Okay, cool. Has anybody eaten chicken lately?
Drinking it.
Okay, cool. Alright, hey, cool.
Oh, guys, it's good Charlotte. Great Charlotte in my book.
Best
Charlotte.
Charlotte ever.
I can't think of a
All
better.
right, Cory, time. Your turn to cover sets.
So it's hard to
Hold
cover.
on, I gotta say one more.
Oh, there's
Oh,
so
go
many
ahead,
Corys
please
in
do.
the room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do one more. Anybody been drinking any beers? Been going to the bar lately? Anybody dating? Anybody married out there? Anybody
Could be
have
any of
kids?
us.
Any Jews?
Nope, couldn't be any of us.
Only one of those is an actual question I heard somebody asked on stage. So
I think I've seen your set more than anybody at this point, and it still kills me every time. Whenever you say, any Jews?
Jews. I forget what kind of.
I don't say that. I say, where the Jews at?
My 2-year-old says, "Where's the juice at?" Guys, I'm a dad.
Dad jokes. Hell yeah.
So yeah, you guys have covered most of Steve's material. All these years, 7+ years of work.
This is Cory's turn.
You guys nailed all of Steve's jokes in 2 minutes. Oh, I love lit. I'm gonna revert to Twitter. Pin tweet Brett Hiker. I believe a dog carrying a comically large stick should have the right of way in any and all situations. That's your pin tweet.
I do believe in that.
So if anyone wants to follow Hiker, he could really use more Twitter followers at this point, despite that pinned tweet.
It's his platform.
He's good. He's a good follower.
Is this why you followed me on Twitter today randomly? You followed me.
Did you?
No. I followed Rotating Tap. I'm one of your few followers, and you guys are welcome. I've been following you for more
It's
than
a
half a
strong
decade.
12, Helie.
More than
It's
half
a
a
strong
decade.
12.
I know that might have
I'm
popped
watching.
up. Yeah. I followed Plug for a long. Darth Vader Plug. Follow him on Twitter, everybody. Yeah, follow Rotating Tap on Twitter too.
I mean, I'm not on Twitter for you.
Shots.
There it is.
Blink 182, yo. I need another beer. I'm taking a poop. I'm feeling it. So good, guys. Beer just really lifts your spirits.
Yeah, that's what we all say during the second beer.
Brett Hiker. Nothing annoys me more when I'm drinking. This is actually such a great fucking tweet. Holy shit. Nothing annoys me more when I'm drinking. It's seriously so good, Brett. God damn it.
I almost did both together.
Because it's such a
It
divisive.
just felt like if I got arrested for that specific thing, it would come back to haunt me.
Yes, it
real
would.
hard.
Yeah. You just totally, I don't know.
Incriminate myself.
Yeah. Nothing annoys me more when I'm drinking than that dinging reminding me to put a seatbelt on.
That's great.
And I butchered it too, also, by the way.
That's fine.
Wrong words, same message. Man, that's the
You're reading it.
that's the king. I don't know, dude. I'm just nervous. You know?
Guess how I wrote that joke?
22.
Driving with
Shot
some,
time.
driving with some. What's the name of the brewery again? Jabroni.
Oh, me and Jabroni Red Shotgun.
Big Grove Brewery.
Big Grove Brewery.
Corey, you're
All right.
behind the shot.
Okay. Switching to Steve.
Oh yeah, good. One of my tweets from 2015. I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, this isn't good because Steve doesn't even have a pinned tweet. He's been so disappeared from Twitter that the pinned tweet is a new thing for you. This wasn't a good call. They're all just retweets of the shows you're on. Oh man,
What
this
show's
is...
you been on?
Can I redo my biggest bomb story? Because it's doing you guys' jokes off Twitter right now. Cory, I'm gonna go back and repeat a joke just because I did read a great one off of Hikers.
This is a callback, but you're announcing that you're doing a callback?
I'm calling it back within seconds of doing it. It's so good, and you were out of the room. I deserve a second chance to make this joke. Nothing annoys me more when I'm drinking than that dinging reminding me to put on my seatbelt. Alright, you don't like it. Fucking shit.
Shot. You got more Cory, or is it Luke's turn? Right, Luke.
All right. This is Cory David's bit. Yeah, I love to eat asshole. Eating asshole.
See, it's a great bit.
Here's the thing about eating asshole is if you put salt on it, I'll eat just about anything. Buy my koozie, salt. Found a dead dog, put salt on it. I'll eat it.
That's a good bit. And how can I buy your koozie?
I've got plenty. I'll just give you one. That's the comic
Bitch.
show, and I'm not going to make anybody buy my merch.
What?
I've never, any comic that I've ever, like, I was like, hey man, that's really cool. They're like, you just want one? Like, I'm never going to buy, like, especially if it's something small. Like, people have given me enough shit for free that I'm not going to make a comic pay for anything.
I've been comics come up to me and be like, hey, can I give you $20 later for a shirt? And I'd be like, sure. And if you don't, then it's free.
Yeah.
I'm Mormon. I grew up Mormon, and now I love to eat asshole. Put salt on anything. Tacos, pretzels. I'll eat a rock if you put salt on it.
Man.
Caramel, salt it.
Dude, I've been making a fucking killing some of those goddamn koozies, though. Those things, they're 60 cents a fucking piece, and people just give you fucking money.
What do they say on it?
Shows. Salt the rim.
Really?
Yeah, so the joke is, I'm a margarita man. If you put salt on the rim of just about anything,
Yeah.
I'll lick it.
Like a
Alright.
Right.
half
So then you sell
chicken.
salt rim koozies. If people were at the
Raw
show, they
chicken.
know it's about eating ass. And if you weren't, then you just people think you really
Where
like
do you
margaritas.
sell your merch the best at? Like what region of the country?
I mean, I've only sold them in Colorado. I bought
Oh,
them
really?
like 400 koozies right before.
The Midwest.
You started comedy.
Yeah, it was my first week.
You buy the koozies, then you start the open
I
mics.
put an album out.
Dude, the Mall of America in Minnesota, not the best comedy venue. Very, very much just like it's not bad. It's kind of like the Denver Improv, but
Motion City soundtrack. Fuck these guys.
the merch
I think of
sales
how you
are
hate them
off
every
the
time I hear
charts.
this song.
Yeah, I mean,
Also-
at a club weekend, I made a shitload of money just because you have that many shows back to back or whatever. But,
Right.
Yeah, and you have that many people.
And then you kind of learn like a pitch to do at the end of your set for your merch too.
Yeah.
Remember that salt
Make
the
a
rim joke?
Yeah.
They're like, no. Alright. Luckily they had it on video.
My merch is just shirts that say sports on them. And like my whole pitch is like, you know, politics, you got the whole country divided right now. We got red states, we got blue states. What did we all agree on? And I just hold the shirt that says sports. And it's a stupid gag. It's a very kind of like ironic hipster gag.
I'm still
People
working
buy 'em up
on
like
my
you wouldn't
impression bit right now. And
Oh shit, sorry.
I'd like to
Shut-
tell you guys about this shirt that I'm selling, and it just says sports, and it doesn't matter and what you believe in. Sports.
Yeah. Dude, you've heard that bit so many times because I've been a coward during quarantine. Like, during COVID, I've been a fucking coward about, like, doing new material.
Oh, I'm way worse about it. But
But that's like, so that joke in particular is one I've been doing for a minute now, but then there's stuff I've built on top of that you've heard that I literally wrote like the week we went into quarantine. So I've been doing it kind of ad nauseum since then, almost because I know it works so fucking well. So when I'm doing shows now, I feel such a responsibility to do well, because this might be the first time somebody's even doing it.
Right.
first time you're telling me.
And there's no open mic scene to like hone your craft right now either.
Dude, yeah, it's really hard to like keep developing.
Oh, we got the Killers up. God, I hate this song.
Really?
I do. I really don't
Does it
care.
make you think of former lovers that are now with other men?
No, it doesn't. I just don't. I think it's a plain song. I don't hate the Killers.
This reminds me of
Mr. Brightside is a song I don't like.
This reminds me of when I worked at Best Buy, and they have if you work in any retail store, they just have one soundtrack that plays over and over
Yeah.
again every fucking day, and the Killers were on it. And by the time the end of Christmas was over, you wanted to stab every member of the Killers.
Do they have a Christmas song?
No,
They-
it was
they-
on the thing.
I can one up that, which is I've worked on both Glee and Smash, the ripoff of Glee.
Television show.
Because
those-
Hiker works in the film industry.
No, but here's the thing. Those fucking musicals, fucking things, like they'll pick like a 20-second chunk of the song, and you will hear it over and over again for 12 hours straight.
Right.
I shit you not, to the point where everyone knows every lyric, every inflection.
Yeah,
And at
it's
first it
wrong.
becomes a gag, and then eventually
Dude.
you're just zombies about it.
Oh, you walk around like staring at nothing, just singing the song. It's
Yeah.
it's
I don't
fucking
wanna
nuts.
wait for our lives to be
over.
Cut. I don't think we did that in harmony. Take it on the top. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. No, wait.
What's this from?
He's pretending to be like the director on your scene,
dude.
and we're all singing "I Don't Want to Wait"
Picture
by Sarah
the middle of the song.
Actually, this is how I have a stroke. Is, just singing the
Just
Dawson's
do
Creek
this
theme
over and
song.
over again. Well, speaking of which, the Best Buy job actually wasn't the worst job I ever had. The worst job I ever had was Burger King.
Burger King.
Burger King.
Burger King. Shot.
Oh, shot.
SR71, y'all.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh god, I'm getting so full.
Yeah. This really,
So-
really takes it out of you.
Corey and Brett, whoever wants to go first, what was your worst job ever?
Oh fuck! Worst job ever was this fucking. I did this landscaping job where I swear to God. I mean, I know for a fact that some people were on meth, but I assume most people were on meth. And I
That's
lived-
time to
You
time.
still live by that.
It was half stoners, half meth heads, and man, do meth heads make stoners look bad when it comes to work ethic. Like it's just like we were mowing lawns and like
I feel like meth heads makes people look, they look bad no matter what.
I was thinking about it just like the other day, and I was thinking about they told us not to use like the pound, you know, like how when you squeeze the handle of a lawnmower, it moves on its own. They're like put it in neutral and push it so you can move it faster.
Motherfuckers.
And they just had us like running through yards, mowing.
Drink.
Drink.
Who's got a pour I can steal off?
We're halfway there.
Hiker, you got any of that pills? What's up?
Dude, this thing. Here's the thing with the jabroni. It's going down
Top me
so
up.
well that like I don't want to share it. Like this is the single best.
Story of the
Big-
year.
Big Grub jabroni. This is the best power hour beer I've ever drank. This is the lightest, most.
Way to go.
You know how much more that
Bro.
word will spread if you share it with your 3 friends?
But I don't have enough.
So wait, so these meth heads were putting the stoners to shame.
Yeah, just like the meth heads were out working us, and I remember my first day of
I
work.
shouldn't be surprised.
In the-
You're just amped the fuck up.
In the first hour, being screamed at like what was wrong with me because like we're in a lawn crew, and I was weeding and they were mowing, and I didn't realize that when two mowers come at each other when they're mowing a big yard, they'll leave a little thin strip in the middle of the yard because they can't like overlap each other
Because you're used to Zambonis.
because they would hit each other.
You're a
Exactly.
Zamboni boy.
Big
Yeah.
Zambonis. And so the little strip that fucking weed eaters were,
He's cool.
the weed whacker guys were supposed to get,
Everything's
shot.
screwed up.
And I didn't know that. And in the first hour of my first day, some guy was screaming like, "You're fucking worthless! You're fucking worthless!" And I lasted a week, and then I got fired.
Well, sounds like pretty worthless.
I mean, I wasn't a good employee. That's hands down
Was
could
this
not
in
be argued.
Eagle? Was this
This was in Vail,
Okay.
but in the mountains nonetheless.
You're dealing with some pretentious pricks up there too, though.
You know that of the rich people, the biggest assholes are my coworkers. So
I thought you were going to say Canadian geese.
the biggest assholes were Canadian geese. You know, because Hiker's thing is always eating goose meat.
you were,
He's
yeah.
got a lot of angry geese.
Goose meat hiker.
How many more? What else you got? We got, we're at 33 minutes so far.
Oh, so I got
I was
one.
going to tell Helie what's his worst job.
Oh,
This.
yeah.
Shut
One of the 2 breweries that he works.
Yeah, by the way, we're not getting paid.
That's cool.
But just like a comedy show, you're getting free beer.
The 2 breweries I work at are nowhere near the worst jobs I have. They're actually 2 of the best, because one's all loosey-goosey, and the other one's, nice, stricter, more, respect for the craft. Landlocked Tales, go check them out, guys.
Silly goose.
Very good beer, great comedy show, Thursday. 8 o'clock. Furthermore,
Friday, third Friday. It's not
I've been
Thursday.
drinking.
You're off the show.
You guys get me drunk, so I sabotaged myself. The worst job I had was when I moved to Denver. A friend of the show, person that was on the show, Christy Buckley, she helped get me a job at an online university that I had no job fucking working at. It probably was the highest paying job I've ever had.
You hadn't even gotten a degree from an online university.
If that was the case, I wouldn't have been. I mean, I actually went to a real university.
Shot.
But yeah, many comics worked there. Haley Driscoll, Stephen AJ. But I had no reason being there. It was like essentially it was like an academic advisor. Which, come on, guys, I can barely spell my own last name. How many E's are there? So
Is there an E between the R and the Y?
I know who.
Is that like the shoes?
I would not be comfortable knowing that my academic advisor was doing power hour at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night.
The people that agree to online college would love that.
Yeah,
They're
that's
like,
true.
nah, we do that too. So I hated
Anytime. That's what
Fuck
they
yeah,
say.
dude. So the job was truly just convincing people who needed financial assistance for other reasons to sign up for school so they could get a fat fucking student loan check so they could spend it on rent or whatever. So they made that clear to use that as a tactic to get people to join this school and shit. And it wasn't up my alley. I was purposefully horrible at it, but I was such a fun, easy shots. I'm a pretty fun coworker. I do a good job of hiding my shit, living my life, being a decent coworker, trying to lift everybody's spirits. So they were all really cool about this shit. They were really good about keeping me around. I was there for 11 months and only convinced 2 people ever to go to school there. They paid me.
You had 2 success stories.
And those people dropped out of school immediately. They got their checks and quit. I was awful. They shouldn't have kept me around as long as they did.
Is that how you should do it? If you get conned, you should get your check and quit.
It's whatever's best for you. If that's the case, otherwise getting a degree's fine. But if you can get that check and buy a fucking computer to start online transcribing doctors' notes and shit, whatever. Just do whatever you gotta do to live, people. Fuck the government, take their loans.
Hell yeah.
Dude, big time.
Absolutely.
Oh shit,
Dude, we're making a video now. Finally.
We've always played a dangerous game doing shot time. Doing a
Drinks.
podcast with a lot of expensive equipment and beers on the table, and that is by far the worst investment anybody's ever made.
No, look, hey, listen. I spilled a 1 ounce shot, and as an electrician, no connections were touched. We're fine.
Yeah.
It's if it would have
Yeah,
hit.
but it's still the worst disaster we've ever had.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
worse than we've had. We have had a lot of
Absolutely.
bad deals here.
The worst part was when I caught only part of the paper towel roll, and the rest just kept rolling like Monster Squad.
Good thing we got it on film.
I didn't even see it happening. I'm just gabbing and y'all are executing this cleanup system. Pretty well done.
Yeah, we're professionals. Helie. We do stand-up comedy.
Sorry, do you guys want online degrees? Because I can help you out with it. Oh, so I was fired from that job. And the day they fired me, they took me into an office.
Yes.
And they were like, Cory, we gotta let you go. It's just time. And I was like, cool. They were like, we're gonna ship shots. They were like, we're gonna ship all your belongings from your desk to your house. Just tell us what you need today.
They didn't wait to come back in and grab your stuff.
It's just what they do. And I was
Whoa!
if you just go to my desk, Mike, and pick up my backpack, everything in my desk is in there, because every day at 2 p.m. I pack my bag, so if you guys fire me, all you have to do is grab my backpack. And then those 2 bosses laughed their asses off. They grabbed my bag, and then I left. And then, as everybody saw me get fired or leave, they all did that thing from that movie where they put 3 fingers in the air when someone dies. What's that?
The Scouts motto?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
while it's trustworthy, honest, serious, kind to be cheerful.
What movie is this?
I forget the name. The Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
So when someone dies, they do
/
that. So
BSA.
every time for years when someone
On my honor, I will do my best
to do my duty, I'm a
To
scout.
God and my country.
To God,
Above all else.
The Lord God shots. Newfound glory again.
I got kicked out of Boy Scouts when I was a Love Scout, which is a step below Eagle, for fighting.
A what?
Wait, what is it though?
Love.
Love?
A love
That's
scout?
I've never heard
Wait,
of Love
love
Scout.
What's before
No.
love?
It's all like animals, dude.
What is this, tennis?
No. Or
What
a
is
heart.
star
Like-
heart? I think it's, isn't it heart?
I heard love.
Fire.
I'm a love
No,
star.
what is it? What's
It's
one
love,
between Star and Eagle?
It's
Weevil.
heart or love. Weevil's like
That's Cub
baby
Scouts.
shit. Yeah.
That's like where Cub Scouts becomes Boy
Helie
Scouts.
was
First
21
rank,
years old and he's
second rank,
still
first
You
Weevil.
can't go past 18, dude. You know this if you were a scout.
You knew
Yeah,
that.
second rank,
You're
first
being a
rank.
dick.
Our stock is a
No, it's
Weevil.
life.
Yeah, it wasn't love.
It's life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
Love
I
is
just,
too emasculated of a word. to
I
be Boy
really
Scouts.
didn't. God, Boy Scouts was stupid. I hated it so much.
Oh man. So wait a second. I honor, I will do my best to do my duty to
guide
guide my country, to obey the scout laws, to respect other people at all times,
And to
You're a better
recycle, motherfucker. No, just kidding.
except Trump voters.
Shots.
Speaking of cults, Boy Scouts of America, everybody.
Speaking of sugar cults,
Speaking of people that have lost
Sugar
all
cults.
their money.
Yeah, people do. It's like
Were you
when
making a
somebody
sugar
says
cult
something.
joke?
I want- yeah.
Okay,
It's,
sorry
it's
for
like when
making
somebody says something in the front row, Steve. You got to reiterate like what they said or what point you're trying to make.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
people
yeah,
know
exactly.
what the fuck it's
Oh, look at Sugar Cult. Speaking of Sugar Cult.
Hey, you don't got to say anything to me. I'm Mormon. I get it.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
one of the hard parts
Sugar
about my
in your
show, Power Hours, you have to like set up every drunk person so that their context is funny. Yeah, it's very tricky. As a host.
That was a tricky one.
I'm not usually. I don't.
I'm full of shit.
As a host of Power, I can't drink during the show because the last thing the show needs is one more drunk person on stage.
Yeah, this is about the time I usually take my shirt off for the audience.
Oh,
For
dude.
sure.
Shots.
39.
Which I don't have poured.
We're 2/3 of the way there almost.
All right.
So at
do we-
40, can we do my next thing?
Yeah, let's do.
Alright, I'm just gonna tell you who's up. I'll decide who's up, and I'll tell you what you're doing because I'm gonna do 4 different or 3 different things. So in my show, I give these like things of just kind of like, oh, for the next 2 minutes, it's wrestling heel. You gotta whoever gets booed the most wins this round, or just like now it's you're a high school football coach. You gotta give a halftime speech. So. That being said, I have prepared 3 different challenges for all 3 of these guys. But if you guys think of one for me during it, we can do mine at the end.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But if you don't, that's fine too. We
Man, I
can just
missed
do
you
you guys.
so much.
in the worst.
Quick, rapid fire. Brand new or Taking Back Sunday?
Brand new is full of rapists. Taking back Sunday right here.
Musically brand new for sure.
Okay.
But
Sexually Taking Back
Sexually, there's shots.
yeah, this
Oh,
was
shot.
for brand new. Rest in peace.
Alright, first challenge is the podcast has a brand new sponsor. It's
Brand new?
It's the paper towels that clean this mess. And Steve Vanderplug will tell you about it for the next 60 seconds.
Okay, yeah. I love brownie, and here's the thing: is you don't really need to know how much brownie can soak up. They can soak up a shitload of stuff, a bunch of bullshit. Anything I say comes out of my mouth, it will soak it up.
Carson Daly.
Yeah, yeah, a shitload of. But you eat one of these fucking paper towels, Carson Daly, and nobody's gonna think you're eating a bunch of cum. Nobody's gonna know.
It'll soak it up.
Soak it right up. Soak it all up. Brownie is just so good. And, I don't know if you guys know this. Brownie actually sponsors Carson Daly and not the podcast. Hopefully soon they will. Thank you for really helping me out on the lifeline there.
Shot, you're done, you got it!
Holy shit.
And next up is Cory Helie. Cory Helie, I've given you a time machine. You're able to go back in time 15 years and give advice to young Cory. He's listening right now. Go.
Don't take money. Don't take fame. Don't take my credit card to ride this train. Some of the words I don't quite know. That's the power. That's the power of love. Don't take money. Don't take. Cory, fucking invest all your money in Bitcoin, you fat son of a bitch. Jog a little more. Homebrew a little bit more. Nobody liked your black IPA. Find a new hop profile for it. Maybe fuck with Mosaic. All right. Lose some weight. Be better to your wife.
No, he meant give advice to me, young Cory.
I have been. Loosen Nobody likes the black IPA profile you chose.
Hey, Cory, David.
Just because it's the black IPA doesn't mean you should over roast the malts. Okay, let the hops speak.
Okay, shot.
Am I done?
God.
Did I do it?
What is this, 30 seconds to Myers? I fucking hate.
Shut up.
Cheers to that.
Alright, so Cory David, This is one of our oldest challenges. We haven't done it in a long time. We retired it. But it's called Best Man Speech.
Yeah.
Steve Vanderpool invited you out for drinks. It turned out to be a surprise wedding. And then he told you that you're his best man and just handed you the mic. You got to give a minute speech.
Well, I think we're all pretty surprised that
No, you're not Steve. You're giving him a best man speech.
I think we're all pretty surprised that Steve's getting married. Who would have thought this cockhound could ever settle down? He likes to sling it. He puts it all over his illegal pizza burritos because he used to work there. He doesn't anymore because he's a little bitch. Anywho, Steve, I'd like to think that you're a good guy. I don't, but I don't. That's the biggest problem is that I put up with you a lot. I just jumped on your coattails for rotating tap, and now I'm a success. But cheers to you. Best of luck with your marriage. You'll probably complain to me about it tomorrow.
Cory, I'm gonna get married just so you can give that speech. I loved it.
Alright, so we'll take a 60-second break, but if you guys have one for me, let me know.
Oh, I wanted to hear you do like a bartender who's been through it all, telling a down on his luck customer how to turn the
He's
tide.
not Frank Caliendo.
I want him to be more like Coach from Cheers.
Yeah, alright, so imagine that you're working like a crazy shift, tour bus just came in, New Year's type of crowd, everybody's sloshed, and you're a veteran bartender, and there's a new server working that night, and he's pale white and ready to
But
leave.
he's nervous, not skin color.
Yeah, could be a black guy that's pale white.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
Maybe
very
he's
nervous.
albino.
So a
What do you
super
mean?
nervous black guy.
Shot.
Pretend like you're talking to
Either
a
a
black
moderately
guy.
nervous white guy or a super nervous black guy.
Pretend like you're talking to a black guy that just got pulled over by the cops.
Anybody want to try this black lager, by the way? It's really good.
He just came into my bar.
You know,
He's working at your bar.
we'll talk about that.
He's a server. It's his first day, and it's sloshed. What do you tell him to get through the shift?
First of all, I know your job is to clean the mung rags. That's on me today.
Listen, Carson Daly.
Hey, listen.
Pump your stomach.
I'm gonna use code mum rings as code for jizz from now.
The world has a lot of problems right now, and I mean, like the cops. You're right, the cops fucked you. But I think the only answer to this problem is that you need to quit this job and become a cop. It's a long-term solution. If the problem's that bad, then fucking be the long-term change. It's gonna take a while. You'll start from the inside, and now it's time for me to drink because I'm a veteran bartender.
I would fire you so fast. I want to hear it. We don't have to do it. I think it'd be fun to hear you coach the Colorado Avalanche when they're down,
Dude.
3-1 at the second intermission.
I would love to do this.
Okay.
Can I?
Yeah,
Of course you can.
Can I?
We're playoffs.
Can I kick it?
Playoff
Yes,
series.
you can.
Avs are down 3-2, 3-1 in the game, second intermission.
And I'm Coach Jared Bednar.
And you are Jared Bednar.
Okay. So first of all, I'd be
Also,
like,
Landeskog is hurt.
No, you
Landeskog
jump
is
down. You jump down from the
First of
stands
all-
and you sucker punch that guy in the face.
all
And you're
right,
the coach.
as Jared Bednar, I'm like, guys, I have a very, very important speech. Unless McKinnon has something to say.
Yeah. Well,
No,
if I-
McKinnon's quiet. Okay,
if
then
I-
I can talk.
If I
Okay.
said you were Patrick Waugh, you would just punch a hole in Cory's wall.
Shut. Oh man, my rant is just like, listen, Zadorov, you're Russian and you're 7 feet tall, and that's where it ends. Do you have anything to go with that? Do you have anything whatsoever to go with that? I mean, you got nothing going. On top of that, my biggest fucking complaints is Calvert. I've seen you fight a man who is 7 times bigger than you, like literally weighs 700 pounds. What could possibly be your injury that's keeping you out? What could possibly
Hiker, I love you, but this is different.
This is the worst motivational
Money
speech I've ever heard.
You would have ended this in your own show in a heartbeat.
They would have found. They would
Just
have
tweeted,
found.
plug and whistle.
They would have put a losing Ford in -2.
I have so many hockey thoughts. It's like funny.
Oh, shit. 47, we're close.
I feel like I drink like
One more
5
beer to
beers.
go. No, you haven't.
There's so many empty cans by me, guys.
Yeah, I think
Empty cans everywhere.
yeah, but we've got some that have congregated.
I've just been putting all mine right here.
That's what I'm saying. All mine are right here, but then I've sprinkled like a little bit around. Not much, but a little. Whew! Holy cow!
Oh, yeah, we're getting full, for
Man,
sure.
Shots 16 through 44 really just flew by.
That's right.
Yeah. But all right.
So
So
here, you hit me with that Pilsner, bro?
do you guys have a memorable experience going to a sporting event? Because my favorite was when I was working security at a Buffalo Bills game.
Buffalo Bill Wild Wings?
What do you mean security?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like you were like,
hey, let
you
me
mean-
tell the story.
Do you mean at a
and
Buffalo
I'll-
Bills game or Buffalo Bills grave?
I was hanging out
Buffalo
with
Bill's Rest Ranch is in North Platte, Nebraska. Grave, not far from us now.
So what a lot of pro sports teams
Bloodhound
do
Gang? Nice.
is all the concessions. Basically, most of the people that work at a stadium are oftentimes volunteers, and then they donate whatever money they would normally be paying you to your organization. And you normally think of that as concessions, but they do that for security sometimes too. So my rugby team in college volunteered to do security at a Bills game one time, and we were going to get all the money from that.
That was
But-
Bam Margera in that video, I'm sorry.
Of course,
Yes,
it's Bam Margera.
Okay.
They're friends. Jimmy Pop and Bam Margera. They're both like from the same part of Pennsylvania.
But
Go ahead.
we don't have any security training by any means, so we're just kind of like there to be a presence, I suppose.
Yeah,
so I'm
like
standing.
Bam Margera in this music video.
So I'm standing in one of the in one of the stairwells, in the stadium itself, or sorry, in the stands.
Sure.
And
Cory, you're behind. Not you.
I'm behind on my own.
It's you.
On
First
my,
time-
on my language though.
First time on the podcast with two Corys.
Yeah, it is first. So this guy comes running up the stairs, right past me. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. And then 10 seconds later, this woman comes up the stairs, and she is drenched, like dripping from her hair wet. And I was like, what happened? And she says, that guy just peed on me. In
I
the
would have fucked with
stands.
that. Yeah, I would have fucked with that.
And I'm like, what do you want me to fucking do? Like, I don't know, what do you want me
I'm
to
not
chase
getting
the
it.
guy? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get peed on. Like,
Wow.
in the stands.
And her hair's drenched,
Yeah. Dripping.
so
from
she
her
couldn't get
fucking-
away.
She probably didn't try hard.
He basked in it clearly for a little while. And then pretended to be mad about it after.
Is that what happened?
No, I don't know.
Maybe one of them paper
Shut-
towels?
Can I get me one of them, their paper towels?
Steve, tell about these paper towels.
Speaking of rapists, here's brand new.
Eat one of these paper towels.
Hey,
Helie-
Cory said Helie.
So, sporting event, crazy story, or anything out of the ordinary.
Let's see, wildest thing that happened at a sporting event for me.
Need a second?
What's that?
You need a second?
I remember going to a Broncos game, my first Broncos game, and like
He was
my
John Elway.
brother came into town and he was like, "You want to go to a Broncos game?" It's like during like the Super Bowl years, or just after, and I was like, "Yeah, totally." And we went and we wound up running into a bunch of people from our hometown, this tiny mountain town, in the parking lot, and we started tailgating real hard. And then they started singing the national anthem and the fucking like playing school and everything.
Francis Scott.
And we're like, fuck, we're missing it. And then all our friends went,
Shut
and that was the punchline. And our friend said, we haven't seen a kickoff in 10 years. And that made me feel better about tailgating super hard. Which is just how tailgating is.
Tailgating is way more fun depending on the team and actually like going and seeing games. I think I'm a big advocate for that. Football sucks live. They made it such a good product to watch on TV that watching it in person is just fucking lame.
For $200.
Oh, I don't know if it's the right game.
Nah.
Yeah. Oh,
Nah, it's too
yeah.
slow. It's way too slow. There's so much time in between plays that you don't notice because you're on your fucking couch and you got nachos right in front of you that you made. And
Who has nachos at home?
Who owns a microwave?
That's a treat.
microwave nachos. And then they have video and replay in between all the plays and shit. Going to football games is lame as fuck. I like basketball. I love hockey. It's just
Shut.
oh my god.
I know. I didn't even want to say it, but I was like, God, it's time.
You guys ever do blow at a baseball game?
We're not George W. Bush. Hell no. Sorry, known blow user at baseball game.
And
That's
baseball
the
owner.
worst.
I bet George W. Bush totally did blow at a baseball game.
Well, he did blow and got in a fight with a fan at a baseball game in Texas.
Really?
Also, my sports story involves same stadium, Texas Rangers ballpark in Arlington. Great stadium. Recently got renovated. The taxpayers paid millions, and they built a dog shit fucking stadium. The ballpark in Arlington was beautiful, and they made such a shitty park. But yeah, George W. Bush supposedly was all yacked out and shit, and got in a fist fight with a fan at the fucking stadium.
He was Osama bin Laden, to be fair.
He did beat a terrorist's ass. But it was.
Osama bin
He should have been a better owner. Coke song.
Boy, I really.
He has to
I
see
do
it.
Bobby. Oh my god.
Shot. He's not doing
What is this? Another Bowling Pursuit video? Jesus. It is. It's Bowling Pursuit.
Oh, it's that Stacy's mom cover.
all the same riffs. It's gotta be all the same
It's
chords.
just its
Same
80s
mic.
and old lady.
So do we have... I'm out of beer. Do we have another...
Yeah, we got beer.
Oh, yeah. And for the next shot.
There's a sour there, and then there's an amber ale there.
Oh, good. It's always good
Just have a sour.
to cap off a good powwow done with Pilsner
Open the amber.
with 7 shots of
Yeah,
sour.
the Amber's where it's at, dude. I went and saw the Red Sox play the Rangers once at the ballpark in Arlington, and that slurred out. And I had a hot
At least
dog.
it was not a bad.
That racial slurred out.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
At least cum didn't come out of my mouth like Carson Daly on TRL.
I was once watching a baseball game and don't lend money to Turkish people, and
So I got this huge hot dog, dude, covered it in mustard, and the chips that were on the plate, Ruffles covered in mustard. And at this game, I dropped the plate of fucking food on the person in front of me, down their back. But I saved the hot dog as it fell.
Fuck
And
it. Hell yeah. Oh no.
just the dog shot.
The dog is all I saved.
We're down to our last 3.
No, that was 54.
Oh, down to our last 6.
So yeah, the plate of just the bun and the chips and covered in mustard fell down this dude's back, but he didn't fucking notice. And I saved the wiener, so I ate it. But I had to convince everybody around me in the seats to not narc me out for spilling on this dude. So I'm all chumming up with people, and it was 2008 or 9 or whatever. So I was using comedic tools to convince everybody around me to be fucking chill about this, so not to alert the guy who could fuck my world up that I spilled mustard down his back. But it was one of those moments pre-comedy where you know this is what comedy is.
If you spilled the right kind of mustard down my back, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You
It was
spilled
yellow.
Ed
It wasn't
McCaffrey.
yellow.
He
It was
actually-
good fun.
He actually asks his girlfriend to do that after sex so he gets the feel for
We
it.
just spilled some
I
brown
actually
mustard
would
down my
force
back.
Oh, it is me, but you agree.
I have some mustard on my lower back.
You have any grape?
But of course.
I am dying.
You got this, dude. And you did Coors Light this
This is
whole time.
exactly
I
why
know.
Steve does not have an undefeated record at Power Hour. He's 1-1 because he's dying.
Dude, I want to go against you in Brett's Power Hour so bad.
Oh, yeah, that would have been fun.
Would have been. It will be.
When
It will be
COVID's
fun.
done.
Steve's done it twice. Corey, you bartender once.
Do you remember? So one time, you and the other person on the show came and picked me up to go to Springs to do the show.
Yeah.
And while you guys were parked across the street from my home, my neighbor, who was fucking
I
whacked out
totally
on
remember
meth,
this. I totally remember this.
my neighbor came out and stood in his driveway and eyeballed Hiker and the other guy in the car.
Brahma. That's
Who was, I was
Brahma.
going to say, was also a guy mentioned earlier, coincidentally. He eyeballed Hiker and Bromwell in the Subaru they were in. And I came out and I was like, dude, Kevin, these are my friends, you motherfucker.
His name's Kevin.
His name is Kevin O'Brien.
There it is.
Kevin O'Brien assured me there was no bad Kevins. And I was like,
Yeah. My neighbor was a bad Kevin.
Yeah. I know some bad Kevin.
But yeah, he came out to he was going through some shit. I was like, I had heard him like have conversations on the phone with people about being in a biker gang and like being targeted. So he was going through like some real people are coming out to get me shit, and he thought Hiker and Bromwell were there to fucking ruin his world. And it was just so funny to see like two white dudes in a Subaru get yelled at by a tweaker in my fucking neighborhood.
It was a little scary. Not a lot, not really scary, but a little scary.
Well, the way he was posting up was pretty scary.
Was just like,
yeah, like a white,
this
a reckless
guy's
white
either going
dude.
to kill us or do nothing. Probably nothing, but maybe kill us.
I've only got 3 more to go, but my God, is this going to be the hardest? Oh God!
Steve's just fixated on the Sum 41 video.
Shot.
Woo! If anybody is still following us at this point on the show,
About 4 mini joints for after the power hour.
Oh, good.
Tiger,
smoke-
you angel.
Smoke without COVID.
Oh, dude,
no COVID.
you know what would be great is the spins after all this. That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
this will do it.
That's premium grade.
Tiger is
shit.
such a goddamn gentleman. Holy moly, dude. And you're not even coming from Colorado. You just showed up here. Ah, what an angel.
Are you just like in town for a couple weeks or what?
Yeah.
Just decided to pop in.
Great podcast.
Says the guy with the Ralph, dude.
I came into
I'm
town.
not gonna rap. I just can't breathe.
It was my mom's 70th birthday, and then I was like, if I'm coming to Colorado, I'm gonna stay for 2 weeks and do shows.
So are you 50?
He just looks like it.
Old mom's
My
best
mom
mom.
wasn't some young slut.
We're on 58. My God, have I never
We're on the
been
home stretch, kids.
more prepared for a podcast?
You were insisting on doing this power hour.
Tiger, can I get a top
Might
off
I
on you?
say that
I'm
I
out of
was
here.
like,
I want to
hey,
crack another
you
one.
sure you don't want to just do a regular comedians episode? And you're like, no, I think we should do the power hour.
He was
It's always a good
I
podcast.
stick with it. Yeah.
Listen, if you're not drinking along with us, you probably know. Like you probably feel it right now. You're like, wow, I'm not connecting with these guys.
Helie's taking selfies.
I have a joint in my hat.
It was a nice
He's
hat.
not taking selfies. He's enjoying his hat.
Yeah. The joint. Oh, yeah, dude, we're really bad about taking pictures during the show.
One more.
I tell it to you every time.
Yeah, boys. YMCA for sure, dudes. Sorry,
Because I get distracted by cartel.
the podcast listeners have to hate everything we've done, but God, I love you.
No,
I'm telling myself I love you.
All right,
I
shut.
listen every week. I love you guys.
This thing's for us.
Oh my God.
I'm a true listener.
It's not for these shills.
I'm so glad we didn't do any more power stuff.
Corey, what do you
I
got? Can you
shall.
top me off?
Yeah.
I can't crack a new one.
Check out Brett Hiker's Power Hour. My God, can I not wait for this to be over? But the hiccups are real.
We got one more shot. That's it.
I got 2 technically. Take a picture of that wall. Nice. Okay. While we're already at it, thank you all so much
For real.
checking this out. And
Steve
being
is
a
so
part-
uncomfortable. He wants this to be over so
No,
bad.
keep recording. We're gonna smoke joints at the end.
Yeah. Power.
Okay, fine.
Good joint.
I'm in. So,
Sativa joints. There's another 2 hours of podcast.
Yeah,
Steve looks like he has Asperger's in his fucking photo.
Steve Vanderflip, dude. Dude, you ever go
Hey,
back?
that's the best song. Okay.
Oh, Goldfinger, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Speaking of which, Tony Hawk Pro Skater just got released. This was on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
this it says the video. It's been on music videos. It says, I'm sorry I couldn't find the video. God,
Can I just add it? I'm gonna talk. I lost my virginity to this song.
What?
I
Yes.
lost mine to Jimmy Eat World.
Really?
It's high
Cool.
speed the whole time.
Yeah.
Anyone else have a soundtrack
Nobody's
to
fucking
their guitar?
slow to this song, Brett.
Dude,
Neither did
I,
he.
That's what I'm saying. It's one speed the whole time.
but the girl I had sex with in the dorms in college, I was
They called her
18. I was a
Goldfinger.
loser. I was a loser.
Yeah, same here, dude.
She put on a Goldfinger playlist, and I lost my virginity to that. I remember hearing this song while
You gave it the old gold finger.
sex for the first
He
time.
came before the whole "So Here I Am" part finished.
I don't call it the Goldfinger. I
So
call
here
it,
I
I
am.
call it the tungsten
Why is
digit.
your butthole gold?
Calls it the Superman.
Louder.
So is this our last shot?
Yeah. This is gotta do like.
Thank God.
Thank God finger.
Oh yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, I'll
Thank
take
you guys
COVID for this one.
Show.
Ding, 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 ding.
Brett spilled a beer on the table.
Thank you for
but
listening.
I think Steve's gonna fucking puke on the
Yeah.
table if we keep doing
Check
this.
out our upcoming shows at Rotating Tap Comedy. Oh, the hiccups are not.
Have me back on when we're not binge drinking.
Yeah.
Shut up, hiker.
Listen, Steve's on point. I thought he was off.
We want to do the chug.
He's still on.
So here,
He's
we
still
start
on.
on it.
We want to chug.
We can.
He's still kidding right now. I
No,
will let you
no,
chug.
why don't I do that? I don't know. Vomit on Cory's yoga mats. Oh, these are dog beds. I'm
Dog
sorry.
beds. They're
It's just that I don't see
right now
any
they're-
dogs.
Yeah, there's nobody can see it right now, but they're bunk dog beds basically. Yeah. Well, my roommate has dogs, but she's always at her boyfriend's place, so dogs aren't here.
Thank you so much for listening to the Rotating Tap Comedy Podcast.
God, you listen.
This has been a wild ride and a new experience for all of
It's
us.
had ups and downs.
You've
We've
got a lot of
had
editing to
highs.
do.
We've forgotten we were doing a podcast at certain points during the
Blink
show.
182 time.
Buy Bronny paper towels, please.
This was a podcast.
This isn't a Creed Word document.
I can't technically end the podcast into this song.
Amber Ale,
They're
wide
like-
open.
They're like, yeah, we put all of the last song in here. It's the whole thing.
I think Mad Dog's been with us this whole time. So
2020, dude. Mad Dog vote. Mad Dog
Aaron,
2020.
Mad Dog, you're the best.
Oh, Graham.
We love you. Yeah,
We love everybody. Boy,
Yeah, Graham Cracker Porter, dude.
Crack-a-lackin'.
thanks for listening. We love you all, especially Big Groove Brewing out of where are they?
Shut the
Iowa.
Will you just end the podcast?
No!
Shut the fuck up.
Bye.
So here I am. Got a boner every time.
You got a boner in my hands. Pretending I'm your fucking man.
And I.